Oh dear. For once, I agree with Prince Harry. What happened to Meghan Markle's quiet birthday plans? You know, the plans that she briefed to Hello magazine? Instead, we had to see a woman who believes she should have a royal role in some type of sachet like a drag queen around her crap kitchen with a fake birthday tiara on her head. This is real. Oh dear indeed. Followed by the unedifying view of her dogs being forced to wear party hats and a prince of the realm's gross bare feet. This was all particularly tragic given that Meghan herself had to mark her own birthday. There were no congratulations or celebrations from the Kardashians or the Williams or even her Suits co-stars. So instead, as ever, the account that she runs, the account that she writes, posted this. Happy birthday to our founder, Meghan. Lighting number 84 to celebrate. Oh, she's selling a candle while putting out new pictures of her childhood. What's that about privacy? There was one public message, one. Nothing from the royal family, nothing from any A-list friends, one message publicly from Kelly J. Zedgfen, who wrote, happy birthday to this great dream girl. You are very loved. And as royal YouTube sensation, according to Taz pointed out, it was the Queen Mum's heavenly birthday yesterday. You can bet your last penny she never wore a plastic or cardboard tiara in her life. But you know who did? Two separate American duchesses who were obsessed with their titles and status after marrying a king. Tash, this is her most embarrassing performance yet. And amid all of the concerns about the state of the marriage, the fact that we literally hear Prince Harry utter those two fateful words, oh dear, this felt like it had so much more meaning and significance behind it.
What happened to the quiet birthday? That was the expectation after reports suggested Meghan Markle planned to celebrate privately. But instead of a low-key occasion, social media was filled with carefully curated birthday content, polished videos, and promotional posts that immediately reignited debate online. For critics, the contrast was impossible to ignore. If the goal was privacy, why release so much content? And if the goal was simply celebrating a birthday, why did it quickly become another public relations spectacle? Let's take a closer look. One of the biggest talking points wasn't the birthday itself, it was how the celebration was presented. Videos showed Meghan wearing a decorative birthday tiara while spending time in the kitchen preparing treats. The family dogs appeared wearing party hats, while Prince Harry briefly appeared relaxing barefoot in the background. Supporters described the footage as light-hearted and fun. Critics saw something very different. Many questioned whether the carefully produced clips felt authentic or whether they were designed primarily for social media engagement. For a couple who have repeatedly emphasized their desire for privacy, many observers felt the presentation seemed surprisingly public. That contradiction quickly became one of the biggest discussions surrounding the birthday. Then attention shifted to another detail. Public birthday messages. Unlike previous years when celebrities, television colleagues, and public figures posted birthday wishes, this year's response appeared noticeably quieter. There were no public birthday greetings from members of the royal family. No visible congratulations from Hollywood's biggest names. Even many former colleagues from Suits remained silent publicly. Of course, it's entirely possible that many private messages were exchanged behind the scenes.
Just Meghan celebrating Meghan. Meghan wishing herself, birthday messages from Meghan to Meghan. It reminds me, she had a watch inscribed many years ago. She bought herself a tank watch and she had it inscribed for the future daughter that she might one day have. And it was like 2mm from MM. And it's still very much the same. Meghan can't help herself. She has to celebrate herself. We saw very, very similar when it was their anniversary, it was the celebration of Meghan. Everything was geared up for Meghan, and then this. But it does make me laugh. I mean, why is she wearing it looks like a bridal pajama set that you give for friends. You go on a hen do, like wifey material, soon to be sort of thing. And she's not giving wifey, she's giving crazy. But as I said in my video, Dan, the one thing I will say, this is the closest that Meghan Markle's ever going to get to wearing a tiara ever again. So, let it go. Let it
Small
go.
mercies. Small mercies. I mean, we certainly hope. But Tash, it's quite extraordinary, isn't it, to feel that you have to brief the media about the fact that you are going to have a quiet birthday, but then insist
Yeah.
on invading your own privacy once again.
Yeah, 6, 7, 8 photographs plus various posts plus a video. This is really celebrating quietly. But this is Meghan. She doesn't want to celebrate it quietly, but it is rather embarrassing that she had no one wish her a happy birthday in the celebrity world. And this again, because she does make this so public, it allows this sort of thing to be shown. Whereas if she had actually not posted anything on social media, the world wouldn't be able to see that. Hang on a minute, the Kardashians, Kris Jenner, I mean, even like all of these rich people that she hangs around with or gets freebies offers. There's no public. I mean, the Kardashians is quite a big snub, really, but I'm not surprised that they snub her after Photogate. But yeah, there's no one of note actually wishing her happy birthday. I don't think even her friends Abigail Spencer even gave a public gushing one. She's normally very gushy, but yeah,
Well,
it
she did
seems that
last year, and they share a
yes.
birthday. So it was particularly strange.
Yeah, I mean, strange in the sense that Meghan felt that, the world needed to see her in a swimsuit again. I felt like the holiday summer dump was enough. This is Meghan's new thing that we're going to have to see a lot of thigh from her. And of course, even with that photograph, I mean, she was cosplaying Diana again, even jumping into the pool with the swimming costume because Meghan's mole found a picture and Diana jumped in exactly the same. The leg positioning, the hand positioning. She's just, I don't think that she could relax. I don't think she relaxes when she's asleep. She's just constantly processing and calculating, I think. What can I do next? What's going to get me the most attention? And sure enough, it does work because out of all of the photographs that she posted on her birthday, or rather, her staff did, of course, wishing her a happy birthday. The photograph that got most talked about was the one of her jumping in the pool because she looked like Diana. So she knows how to play the game. She does know how to play the game, really.
Indeed, and I will get to some of that cosplaying in just a moment, Tash, but I wanted to show you some of the reaction online to this complete bizarre video meltdown. The Royal News Network writing, seriously? I thought this was fake. Some things are best left in the phone and not posted for the world to see. Meghan Markle must be the most insufferable person to live with. Prince William's jaw making the point, no kids, no family. It's all about her. And J.E. May writing, 45-year-old woman who fled British royalty making charges of racism and being silenced wears a plastic princess tiara in her kitchen in her solo birthday celebration. You can't make up this level of irony. Princess Carmichael, though, thinking this might be a little bit of a bid to hit back at those divorce rumours, or at least the problems in the relationship, writing, Meghan Markle is fun, she's relatable, okay, don't you forget it. That's the only tiara she's ever going to wear. And all Harry's got is, oh dear. I don't understand the kind of people that make their birthday a week-long national holiday. Even Jesus only gets one day. But I feel like Markle is one of those people, like her birthday is the most important day of the year. It's giving Mrs. Isn't that a shirt a newlywed would wear? Like a novelty just married look at me in Mrs. now kind of thing. Definitely a message to the divorce rumours. And I do think, Tash, that's what we see at the moment prioritized in Meghan Markle's social media. It's ever since Lady C revealed these rumors of Harry's close friendship with a woman in Montecito. All of a sudden, it's like, we're fine. I promise you, we're really fine. And the fact that she even posted the clip with him saying, oh dear, is like a sign that it's just desperate to show there is some form of proximity. He loves me really, okay? He even loves my dancing.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, with the recent summer photo dump that she did, I feel a lot of that was also the same. It was, with people saying that they don't do anything normal with the kids, and then you've got them all on the beach together and stuff. But they, to me, just look like a couple of people co-parenting, really, if you can even call it that. They still do not look close as a family. Megan stood there separately on the beach, as I said, giving herself a wedgie with a swimsuit. Um, you know, and you never see them interact as a family, all four of them. And I do find it rather odd. I do find it bizarre, even if it's just them interacting at the back of them. They're never actually just playing. Someone is clearly there taking the photographs of them because there's always a fifth person. But you never just see them just being like a normal family. Even when they went to, what was it, the Halloween last year, they went to the pumpkin patch. It's all rather bizarre. It doesn't show that they are a close family unit. If anything, it just makes people
Social media never tells the full story. But in today's celebrity culture, public acknowledgements often shape public perception. And many online noticed the difference. Instead, much of the birthday celebration came directly from Meghan's own lifestyle brand. The official account shared childhood photographs alongside promotional material celebrating its founder. To supporters, it was simply a business honoring the person behind the company. To critics, it looked like another example of mixing personal milestones with commercial branding. That debate has followed Meghan for years. Where exactly is the line between genuine family moments and carefully managed marketing? Every new post seems to reopen that discussion. One message, however, did attract attention. Kelly J. Zedfen publicly wished Meghan a happy birthday, describing her as very loved. There is nothing unusual about close friends celebrating birthdays online. Yet because so few other well-known figures posted publicly, that single message received far more attention than it otherwise might have. Again, absence doesn't necessarily prove anything. Many celebrities avoid public birthday posts altogether. Others simply choose to celebrate privately. But online speculation rarely waits for complete information. Perhaps the biggest criticism centered on consistency.
people question it more. It just looks odd. You never even see Meghan really playing with the children. You never see her throwing her children around, chasing them or anything. It's every photograph that she chooses to upload. It's very contrived. She's trying to send a message out into the world. But as I said, like even the one of her sitting in the restaurant with Harry, they were supposedly in Portugal. They don't look like they're loved up like they were when they were eating burgers and fish and chips and stuff. You don't have the mushy Harry and Meghan like they were at the Beyonce concert. And I can't help but feel that Harry's kind of done playing that game. If you remember when they did that dance in the garden, he took a bit of convincing before he'd smile on camera to actually play along with her. I think he's just done with her games and her nonsense and her constant thirst for attention. No wonder he looks drained, Dan. Can you imagine how exhausting it must be trying to keep her
Oh
happy?
my God, I know. Oh dear indeed. And then, Tash, you have all of the various cosplaying, which sometimes verges into the territory of plagiarism. Okay, so
Yeah.
few different examples. Firstly, look at this great video, actually, which shows how this is just one of many examples, Tash, of Meghan, I
Yeah.
think, studying Diana, don't you?
Oh, without a doubt, without a doubt. She's always attracted attention from royal watchers from the beginning, especially people that loved and watched Diana. They saw her trying to copy Diana with gestures that she did, with trying to act meek and shy, with hand gestures and things that she did. I mean, Diana wore some incredible fashions over the years, and fashion does come back round. We've seen photographs of
Mm,
Catherine wearing outfits that you could say, though that's a nod to Diana, but it's not. They're classic, timeless pieces that get reworn. I mean, the Princess Royal is a perfect example how fashion can come back round again. And but there is a difference there. It's not a nod. It's not just they wore something similar. Meghan goes to the extreme where it's the behavior, the mannerisms, and that's not Meghan's personality. Diana was shy when she was a young woman because she married in to the royal family, naive, innocent, very, very young. Meghan was not naive and innocent, and she's trying to be all coy with her hand to her face. And then she did the thing which Diana was famed for, where she did the hat tilts and things where you couldn't quite see her eyes. And then obviously she'd tilt her hat up and then the camera flashes would go mad. The cameras were in love with her. Meghan was always trying to cosplay her. And in part because she wanted the attention, in part because I think that she's always been obsessed with Diana. But I also believe in part because she wants Harry. She needed Harry to believe that she is the reincarnation of his mother. It makes him malleable. It makes him easy to mold. It makes him easy to go along with whatever she's plotting and planning. That's how I believe she's always played that game, where she was like, if we don't leave the royal family, I'm going to throw myself down the stairs, just like your mother did. I'm going to do this. I'm going to.
Mm.
It's a sick and twisted game. It is a sick and twisted game, but I think Harry gets off on it. So yeah, each to their own.
Well, he's so
Each to their
troubled when
own.
it comes to his mother, isn't he? But it wasn't just Diana. Hans pointing out, not only did Meghan happily copy Diana's jumping into the water pose with jewellery, but
I
now
thought
she's
that-
happily copying the Beckham's dance. And look, Tash, look, she's actually done the look.
Do you know what? I was watching this clip earlier and I was like, it's reminded me of something. It was the Islands in the Stream that they did on the Victoria's Netflix. Oh, that is
Mhm.
creepy. She's cosplayed Victoria a few times, hasn't she? Like identical outfits, because Meghan was trying to be a fashionista. So then she just focuses and she goes, right, okay, who am I going to cosplay today? Meghan the humanitarian. You can look that up, and she copies Angelina Jolie, certain hand movements and things that she does. It's certifiable, shall we say. Definitely something that I think the psychiatrist could talk about for many, many, many years.
Yeah. And then Nancy Sidley had also revealed earlier this week there was the Nara Smith ripoff too. So this is Nara Smith. She's like an online trad wife. And what I'll do, Tash, is show you her video first, followed by the video that Meghan posted on her Instagram story just
4 years, Harry and Meghan have spoken extensively about protecting their family's privacy. They have criticized intrusive media coverage and challenged the publication of personal photographs. Yet critics argue that many of the couple's own social media releases appear carefully staged and professionally presented. When private moments become public content, questions naturally follow. Are these spontaneous family memories? Or are they strategic brand-building exercises? Reasonable people can disagree. But the debate continues because the messaging often appears mixed. Another point raised by commentators was timing. The birthday content arrived during a period when attention around the Sussexes had been relatively quiet. Whenever new photos or videos appear, headlines quickly follow. Some believe these releases simply allow Meghan to stay connected with supporters. Others argue they help maintain media relevance in an increasingly competitive entertainment landscape. Neither explanation can be confirmed. But the timing certainly fueled discussion. It's also worth remembering that celebrity birthdays have evolved dramatically. Years ago, birthdays were private celebrations interrupted only occasionally by photographers. Today, they're often full-scale social media events. Brands launch campaigns. Influencers create exclusive content. Celebrities release curated photo collections. Family moments become marketing opportunities. In that sense, Meghan is hardly alone. What makes her different is that every post carries additional scrutiny because of the long-running conversations surrounding privacy, the royal family, and media coverage.
tool. Do you know what I mean?
She's a plagiarist. She's done it with everything. Every quote that she comes out with, you're guaranteed someone else has said it. Everything that she's ever come out with, and it's got an ism to it. It's like, it's not an ism. Meghan has copied this from someone else. I mean, even when she started doing the As Ever, or what was it called, American Riviera Orchard, she was copying. She tried to get on board with the Flamingo Estate. She actually tried to go into business with them. There are a couple of gay guys that run a very, very successful business. and Meghan tried to get on board with him. And then they basically turned around and said, "No, thank you. This isn't beneficial to us." And then she sets up her business practically copying them.
So I'm just
She
going to
doesn't
copy
have
everything you
she
do
doesn't have an
instead.
original thought, Dan. She doesn't have an original thought in her head, whether it's a speech, whether it's a candle, whether it's a bookmark. It doesn't matter. Someone else has already done it, and Meghan comes in, or one pot pasta. That was Martha Stewart's famous one. But there she was. That's Meghan's one pot pasta now. Oh, I don't think it is, dear. I don't think so.
Now, Tash, there is a Meghan link, unfortunately, or maybe in this case, fortunately, to the big real royal news of the past 24 hours, a royal birth.
Wee
Eugenie
baby.
and her baby girl Joy, with the royal family announcing officially on X, Her Royal Highness Princess Eugenie and Mr. Jack Brooksbank are delighted to announce the safe arrival of their daughter, born on Monday, the 3rd of August 2026 at 6:20 p.m. at a hospital in Lisbon, Portugal. The baby was born weighing 6 pounds 9 ounces. Their Majesties the King and Queen and other members of the royal family were delighted to be informed of the news. And the photograph, there you see the credit taken by Jack Brooksbank. But the timing of this announcement, Tash, on
Yep.
Meghan's birthday, is it coincidental? You say, hell no. Revealing Princess Eugenie finally got her own back. Meghan announced her pregnancy at her wedding. Now Princess Eugenie announced the birth of her daughter, which was yesterday on Meghan's birthday today. I'd rather look at her newborn than a crazy lady jumping into a pool anyway. Tash, over to you.
Well, I find it a bit too coincidental, really. I mean, when I think back to Eugenie's wedding day, I mean, that really was disgusting. She was meant to be friends with her, and she did that. She deliberately stole the bride's thunder. And we know when Meghan, when the pregnancy got announced, she went to Australia on their first official tour after their wedding, a matter of weeks later, and Meghan was still flat as a surfboard. She had absolutely no reason to announce the pregnancy then, and she did it to steal the bride's thunder. It's one of those unwritten rules. You don't do it. It's like when people get engaged, unless the bride has actually turned around and said, "I don't mind you getting engaged at the wedding." You don't pop out a ring and do that any more than you announce a pregnancy. It's selfish. And I've always wondered if it ran a little bit deeper. People have said, that Eugenie and Meghan were friends for all those years, but all I saw was Eugenie still trying to stay in contact with Harry. And I know a lot of people turned against her, but I don't think there is a friendship there anymore. And as I said, she gave birth to a little girl on Monday, and the timing of the press release, and it also gave Buckingham Palace a wonderful thing to post as well, because Buckingham Palace put their statement out on Meghan's birthday. So, of course, people have already gone, "Oh, well, Buckingham Palace didn't acknowledge Meghan." I said, "Well, why would they? Why would they acknowledge Meghan? She's someone that left the royal family because she escaped with her life barely intact and tried to burn down the very institution. And then you have a new baby born to one of the royal family's princesses. So it's a no-brainer, really." But yeah, I'm very happy for Jack and Eugenie. I think it's lovely they've got a little girl to add to their family of three. Lord alone knows, I think the York family could do with a bit of a boost. Not that I feel sorry for Andrew and Fergie, but obviously the girls, my feelings on that, until they're proven guilty of something, I don't think that they should be dragged through the press as badly as they have. But yeah, I think it was perfectly timed, and I personally choose to believe that Eugenie did it on purpose because it's just too delicious not to.
I mean, it does show you how much has changed, though, Tash, in that
Mm.
York family. I mean, you think back, I was looking back on this because I just wanted to remind myself. You think back to the birth of August, which was in 2021, and Fergie posted, "As grandparents, the Duke and I are thrilled and blessed at the arrival of our grandson, August. Philip
Yep.
Hawke Brooksbank. He is a beautiful blessing and a bringer of such joy and love to all our family." And of course, this time around, just total silence.
Has to be. Has to be. Nobody wants to hear anything public from Fergie, from Andrew, from Harry and Meghan. People do not want to see a public statement coming from Andrew and Fergie. I mean, they are still very much in the corner of shame as it were. And I think they will be for a very, very long time. But yeah, I can't see how even Eugenie and Jack would really appreciate their parents putting out a public statement. But Fergie's gone into hiding. Andrew's obviously in hiding. He's been banished. He's in his little cottage somewhere, hiding away. I don't think he's even allowed to go out publicly horse riding anymore because the king got sick of seeing his face being taken accidentally by paparazzi. So, yeah, it has to be private celebrations. But then it's about the birth of their grandchild. So I'm sure that they're completely happy with not being allowed to have a public facing happy cheers for their newest arrival to their family. I'm sure Fergie's taking it really, really well.
Not exactly. And Tash, you know how we were speaking earlier about how Meghan Markle is constantly trying to cosplay Princess Diana? What's so
Creepily so.
fascinating is actually one of the royals with Diana's blood is really sparking a bit of an internet sensation over the really quite heartwarming similarities between Diana. I'm, of course, talking about Prince George during the
Yeah.
Commonwealth Games. And Emmy posted, I saw someone on TikTok say that George has all of the Diana expressions in this video, and now I can't unsee it. It's adorable. So I'm just going to show you, Tash. You'll look here, and it's when George looks over and then he looks up, and he does that sort of bashful giggle, and it is quite Diana-like, isn't it?
Oh, it is definitely. He's very much looks like his grandmother. It's interesting to watch all of the Middleton children. You look at them as they grow, and they've all got, very, very strong genetics from their grandparents, both sides. Louis is all Michael Middleton. That is absolutely no DNA check required there. Whereas George, he's very much, I would say, like Spencer side. And then Charlotte, she seems to be a 50-50 mix, but I see a lot of Queen Elizabeth in her. Genetics is a wonderful thing and it's a beautiful thing. All of those children are gorgeous, but you really can see strong Diana genes with the eldest, with Prince George. But that's the difference. That is genetics, and that is just his face and his features, what comes naturally. What Meghan does is unnatural. What she does is creepy and somewhat concerning, I would say, at times. That is someone that is calculating every move, every expression in the mirror, that studies someone that is no longer alive as well. And yeah, should never be compared. But no, George is turning this as such a handsome young man as well. But with the genetics of Catherine and William, though I think all three of those children are going to be heartbreakers. So
Yeah, as Molly's mama posted, that quick moment when George takes in a breath, closed his mouth, then tilted his head and lifted his eyes upwards at Catherine, then laughed, was his paternal grandmother, Princess Diana, and his dad, Prince William. I immediately saw Diana. That's the shy die move, as it was called when she started dating Charles. She did that too when she was teased or did the teasing herself. George and Charlotte both inherited her looks, expressions, and mannerisms, but Molly's saying Prince Louis is all Princess Catherine. So, as you say, Tash, very much the Middleton side of things.
yeah,
Now, Tash,
definitely.
it hasn't all been smooth sailing for Meghan Markle this week, even outside of the birthday debacle, because a lot of these mistakes that she made on her holiday are costing her now her closest allies, absolute closest allies in the MSM, including, believe it or not, woke ITV. So I'm going to get into this as the Royal Uncancelled.
Every image becomes analyzed. Every caption becomes interpreted. Every silence becomes a headline. Supporters argue this level of criticism is unfair. They point out that Meghan should be free to celebrate however she chooses. If she wants to post family moments or birthday videos, that's entirely her decision. Critics, however, argue the issue isn't the birthday itself. It's the repeated contrast between requesting privacy while simultaneously publishing carefully managed personal content. That contradiction remains at the center of much of the public conversation. Ultimately, birthdays should be happy occasions. Whether viewed as harmless fun or another carefully managed publicity campaign, Meghan's latest celebration has once again demonstrated one undeniable reality. Almost anything involving the Duke and Duchess of Sussex instantly becomes global conversation. Supporters applaud. Critics dissect. Media outlets analyze every frame. And social media debates every detail. Love them or dislike them, Harry and Meghan continue to generate enormous attention whenever they step into the spotlight. What do you think? Was this simply a family birthday shared with followers, or did it feel more like another carefully orchestrated PR campaign? Share your thoughts in the comments below, but as always, keep the discussion respectful. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more coverage of the latest royal news, celebrity headlines, and media analysis, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.